Hello, dear students. I am Sakshi and I am your maths teacher. Today I am going to explain you or give you a review of this chapter 1, which is rational numbers. Okay, what is there in this chapter? Already we know about few things which we have learned in class 7 about rational numbers, their representation on number line, and the four fundamental operations on them. Let's recall them that we have done already in our class 7. First of all, the definition of rational number, a number which can be represented in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q should not be equals to 0. That means if I write 3 by 7, this is your rational number because I have not taken this q part or the denominator part to be equals to 0. This should not be equals to 0, then that fraction is a rational number only. All the natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and fractions are rational numbers, but the converse may not be true. That means all the natural, whole numbers, integers, they are rational numbers. But you cannot say that all the rational numbers are natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and fractions. Okay? You can say that, for example, minus 3 by 4 is a rational, but it is neither a fraction nor an integer, because in a fraction negative numbers will not be there, right? So, and it is neither a whole number nor a natural number, so that's why we call it a rational number, right? Second is, the sum of two rational number will always be a rational number. If you add two of the rationals, you will get the result as rational only. Same with the difference. If you are subtracting two of the rational numbers, the result which you get will again be a rational number. Same with the property of product. Product of two rational will also be a rational. And the division of two rational numbers gives you a rational as the quotient. Whatever quotient you will have, that will be your rational number. Next property, the absolute value of rational number is its numerical value without considering its sign. If minus 3 by 7 is there, you need to find out the absolute value. So irrespective of this sign, you will get a rational number. Irrespective of this sign, you will get a rational number. So it doesn't matter, whenever you are finding absolute value of a rational number, its numerical value will be the answer without considering the sign. Okay. After this, we have some properties of rational numbers. Properties of addition, first of all, closure property. Closure property means if p by q and r by s are two rational numbers, then their addition will be a rational number, which we just discussed earlier now. If two numbers are rational numbers, just like we are taking 3 by 4, 3 by 11 and minus 5 by 11, then their addition will be a rational number. This is your closure property. If two numbers are rational, then their addition should also be a rational. This is your closure property. Then what is commutative property of addition? If two numbers are rational numbers, then the addition of first two will equals to the addition of the numbers, just like p by q plus r by s is equals to r by s plus p by q. Example is also given. Let minus 3 by 7 and 4 by 3 be two rational numbers. Then minus 3 by 7 plus 4 by 3, solve the part, and then just do it vice versa, 4 by 3 plus minus 3 by 7. That means you are just changing the order. If the results comes same, then you can say that commutative property of addition holds for rational number. Same with associative property, you are just changing the order. If p by q, r by s and t by u are three rational numbers, then p by q plus r by s bracket plus t by u, yani you are adding these two rationals first and the result get added to this one, or you are adding the last two rationals first and the result to the first one, the answer should be same. Then you can say that associative property of addition holds for rational number. Same with our existence of additive identity. We got confused with additive identity. You know what is additive identity? The number which we are adding to a rational number so that we get the same number. So that number is 0. In any number, if you are having integer, if you are having any rational number, to get the same number, we are adding 0 in it. So additive identity is 0. 0 is the additive identity. 5 by 7 mein what is the additive identity? 0 is the additive identity. Okay, don't get confused with it. Next we have existence of additive inverse. Don't get confused in this as well. Always remember, when additive inverse are there, you need to add something which gives 0 as result. So obviously the negative of that number will be the additive inverse now. That means p by q is a number, then its negative will be the additive inverse. If 3 by 4 is a number, what is the additive inverse? Minus 3 by 4. Because if you will add 3 by 4 with minus 3 by 4, only then you will get 0 as your answer. So additive inverse of a particular number is the same number with the change in sign. Minus 3 by 4, what is the additive inverse of minus 3 by 4? Positive 3 by 4. Okay, just remember that. Then properties of subtractions are also similar. If P by Q and R by S are two rationals, then their subtraction should be a rational number. Then we can say that closure property of subtraction holds for rational number. Next we have commutative property, and you will find that commutative property with subtraction does not holds good for subtraction of rational numbers. Let's take example. If you have 3 by 4 and 5 by 8 be rational numbers, then 3 by 4 minus 5 by 8 comes out to be 1 by 8. And the reverse part, 5 by 8 minus 3 by 4 comes out to be minus 1 by 8, and both of the terms are not same. So you will say that subtraction is not commutative for rational number. Same goes with associative property. You will find while doing the question and try to solve the example first. You will find that the left hand side and the right hand side portion is not same. So you will say that subtraction is not associative for rational numbers. Now again we have the identity property. For subtraction it does not hold, because obviously if you have 4 by 9 minus 0, you will get only 4 by 9. If 0 minus 4 by 9 is there, then you will get minus ka 4 by 9 na? So these both the terms are not same. 4 by 9 and minus 4 by 9 are not same. That's why identity property does not hold for subtraction. Same goes with inverse. Inverse property does not hold for subtraction. So don't get confused. You have identity and inverse property for additions only. Okay? Now let's come to properties of multiplication. Same procedure is there. Closure property same. Two things are rational, then their product should be rational. If P by Q and R by S are two rational numbers, then P by Q into R by S should equals R by S into P by Q. Commutative property, same procedure is there. Associative property, orders. If you are changing the order, then your product will be same. Then this also shows that associative property holds good for multiplication of rational numbers. Okay, when you will read now all these concepts, you will get everything. The main thing which we get confused here in multiplicative identity. What is identity? You are multiplying something so that you get the same number. So only one will get multiplied. So multiplicative identity is 1 only. What is additive identity? 0. Multiplicative identity 1. Same goes with multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse means, just for example, I have 3 by 5. So what should I multiply here so that I get 1? I get that identity. So I will multiply with the inverse part na. Just opposite of the number, that means reciprocal term. 3 by 5 के साथ I am going to multiply 5 by 3 so that I get 1. So you will say that Q by P or P by Q, they are multiplicative inverse of each other. If I have 5 by 7, what is multiplicative inverse of 5 by 7? 7 by 5. No change of sign is there, only just make numerator denominator and denominator your numerator. Just change this. Then property of 0, same. Anything get multiplied with 0, you will get 0 as your answer. Distributive property, you are distributing the numbers. P by Q multiplied by R by S plus T by U. First of all, you need to multiply this P by Q with R by S, then add P by Q with T by U. Okay? Just multiply the term, you will get the same answer. At least try on your own. Only then you will be able to understand these concepts. Property of divisions. Closure property of divisions. P by Q and R by S are two rationals, then their division should be a rational. So it goes on properly. Closure property holds for division. Commutative property. If P by Q and R by S are two rationals, their division P by Q divided by R by S should equals to R by S divided by P by Q. But it does not holds, because if you take one example, now you will find that the LHS left hand side and right hand side will not come equal, will not be equal. So you will say that this shows the commutative property does not hold good for the divisions of rational numbers. Same with the associative property. So you will just say only closure property holds for division in rational numbers. Okay? Then the next concept which we have is representation of rational numbers on a number line. It is very much important. You all made a lot of mistakes here. Let me tell you how. Now let's focus on this point. For example, if you have 4 by 5, you need to represent this 4 by 5. First of all, make this line with a ruler. Okay? And just have 0 and 1 with you. When you have a proper fraction, just have 0 and 1 with you. You need to just separate this, or need to make blocks. How many blocks is 5? 5 parts you need to divide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth one will be this. These parts should have equal spacing in between. Now you need to represent 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This fourth part will be your 4 by 5. Beta, always keep in mind these blocks should be same. You cannot write 2 here. You cannot write 2 here. You need to give proper spacing to write 2. Okay? Now let me just take another one. For example, I have 2 is to 1 by 2. So for this, what you need to do is just make a line with your ruler, just like you have 0 here. With equal spacing write 1, with equal spacing write 2, and with equal spacing write 3. Okay? When you have 2 is to 1 by 2, 2 is your integral part. Just separate, just divide the numbers from 2 to 3. How many numbers, how many parts you need to divide? 2. So 1 and 2 should be this. So this part is your 2 is to 1 by 2. Okay? One more concept is there for this, which is to just convert it into improper. 2 to the 4, 1, 5, 5 by 2. If you need to represent this 5 by 2, now what you need to do is make a number line, make a proper number line. Obviously make this number line with your scale. Okay? You need to represent 5 by 2. So what you need to do is, just like you have 0, 1 by 2, 2 by 2, 3 by 2, 4 by 2, 5 by 2. If you are representing like this now, just represent it in the next way also. Minus 1 by 2, minus 2 by 2, minus 3 by 2, and so on. Okay? But have equal spacing in between. Then you will say that this is your 5 by 2. Okay? Don't just do the thing, just I saw some students doing just like this. They are having this rational number and they are doing this 1 here and 2 here because they need to separate them up. This is the wrong method. Okay, so try to do them with proper spacing and proper gapping. Okay. Now the next concept, when you need to find out some rational between two numbers. For example, if I have 1 by 3 and I have minus 1 by 3. I need to find out 5 rational numbers in between. Okay, it's minus 1 by 4. Let me take it 4 now. It will be easier for us. 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 4. So you need to find out the LCM of 3 and 4 first. Okay, which is 12. Just make this 1 by 3. So I should multiply it with what? So that I get 12 in the denominator, I will multiply it with 4. So this will be 4 by 12. Minus 1 by 4, multiply it with the number so that it will get 12 in the denominator. So 3. It will be minus 3 by 12. So you can say that minus 2 by 12 is there, minus 1 by 12 is in between, 1 by 12, 2 by 12, 3 by 12. So you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. Na? You are getting all these numbers. If in case it was the term, just like if it was 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 3. Let's suppose this is your question. So LCM will remain same. What you need to do is take this number, multiply it with 6 or something. You need to find out 5 rationals. Na? So just multiply it with the same number in both the cases. What you will get? 6 by 18 here, and what you will get here? Minus 6 by 18. So yes, you will get n number of terms. Minus 5 by 18, minus 4 by 18, minus 3 by 18, minus 2 by 18, minus 1 by 18, or 1 by 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 terms so we get in minus only, and you have n number of terms. You can have any numbers which are needed. Okay, it's clear. So this is all is there in your chapter 1. Try to solve the questions. Try to do what is being told, what is being asked. Try to have a proper understanding. Okay, so this is it. It is your rational numbers which we have completed now. Okay, so take care everybody. Any doubts if you find, comment section is there for you. You can ask. Okay.